Hi, I'm Mannix86, and this is a Rockman World Marathon submission video for Dr. Wise Revenge. Yes, Mega Man 1 for Game Boy. So let's get started. Thanks for considering my submission. 3, 2, 1, go. First stage is Cut. Cut is not an easy stage at all, so we have our work cut out for us, unintended. Our health is a concern, and there's a lot of obstacles in the way to want to take it away. So first thing you'll notice is this is very much like Mega Man 1 on the NES in that you can't slide or can't charge. So weapons that we pick up will actually be extremely useful in this run. Another thing you'll notice is on Game Boy, everything looks a little bit bigger, and that's just a common thing with handheld games, where everything was zoomed in. Real estate is not a hot commodity for Game Boy. I'll intentionally take a bullet from the Joe here just so we can get past him. Okay, doing a little wiggle here. Right, so let's hope for a high jump. We didn't get it. The big guy is not being nice. Does a high jump you can squeeze under. Alright, so as we do these last jumps, we're headed to the Cutman fight, which is one of the most difficult bosses of the game. So again, the game is not being kind to us to start. So we sort of want to just avoid all his attacks and wiggle our way around. Let's see how it goes. Oh. Not a good start. Really not a good start. Okay. Well, I didn't play that very well, and he gave me a kind of a odd pattern. Normally he jumps a little more before shooting another cutter. Now we have full health, things should go better. Well, that's a lot of cutters again. I am not ready for all these cuts. I think he threw like 4 or 5 cutters there. Alright, so we're through. Not uncommon at all to die in Cut, so I am not worried about that. Very big reset point in PB attempts. Next stage, Black. First thing we'll do is switch to the Cut weapon because the Cut weapon is really strong in this game. We'll see that throughout this stage. Yoku's here. I'm gonna do a quick strat, see if we get it here. Oh, we didn't get it. Let's try again though. Mulligan. Okay, so we got the second best there. You can jump on top of the platform before getting hit by the beam. That's okay. You'll notice our Yoku blocks are a little flatter than what we might be used to. Also, one thing about this stage is it has a lot of what I consider buffers. So I'm going to jump 7 times here. 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. Oh, I accidentally hit. We're pretty low on health here. I wouldn't mind if we get a health drop at some point. Here's our friends the Thunderlords from Airman and Mega Man 2 on the NES. So coming up after this is a room that's really precise. It's going to be a Yoku block above spikes that will disappear really fast. But if we make it quick, we can jump on it. Okay, we got 2 drops, so we can't. So you can only do that with 1 drop or no drop. That's okay. I did call for help. And the game was kind and gave it to me. So that's what I choose to see it as. Here, there's a little fan. You want to make sure not to fall. No problem. Okay, this room can be very difficult. It's possible to make it through before that second block disappears. But we're not going to go for that today. It's a big time loss for a small gain. Little Susie's here. No problem. Okay. We'll meet with another big eye here. This time though, we learn our lesson. We're not waiting for it to jump over us. Which he did choose to jump over us. Right, so the thing about cut is it cuts through a leg. There you go. 2 hits. Alright. Now we're done 2 stages. Next we're heading to ice, which is sort of like an easier stage than the one after fire. But it does have some things that are difficult in it, so we can't be too careful. We'll just do some buster shots here and kill these enemies in the way. Okay, switch to Cut, our best friend. So as you saw, the little theme here is slippery floors and ice breaking. We'll have to be careful in a few spots. Here we go. So this room, we will try to squeeze ourselves above this piece of ice. There we go. And here we will intentionally get hit, the opposite, just so we can make that spike gap. Here we go. This room coming up is there's a very difficult D-boost. We'll take our time and kill the Joe. Sorry, Joe. Alright, now we're coming up to ice, which is weak to elect. And the one thing about elect is you can only have one on screen at a time, so we're going to intentionally hug the boss to the right here so we can fire more of them. There we go. And we're through ice. Alright, and we're on our way to fire, which is undoubtedly the hardest stage of the first floor. Health is difficult, the stage is long, the platforming and attacks are precise. It really tests you. Here we go. I'm gonna do a neat half jump here. Okay, we got hit by the last Susie. We were hoping not to, but it happens. Okay, well, that health is more than welcome. Like I said, health will be a concern. Now we'll see another power of elect. So we saw how it killed Iceman, but it also kills enemies if you scroll them just right. Here we go. Okay. Here we'll intentionally get hit and kill that guy. Perfect. We'll preserve our health for safety here, so we'll take a bullet. Bullet gives you 1 health point of damage as opposed to the Sniper Joe Bonk gives you 3, so just a little marathon safety. Okay, speaking of marathon safety, that was not what I did right there. So now we're in danger. So we have to be careful. Take this spot a little slow. I was hoping for a health drop, but we didn't get it. And we got killed by the fire. Now the problem of dying here, well, it shoots us all the way back here. Fortunately, we did get a lot of ammo drop. So we have a lot of these elect beams. Okay. So now we can afford a little bit more health because we started full a little bit further. I do have to watch my lives though. So now they give me the health drop. Big health drops are not that common in this game. So if you do this correctly, you can sort of scroll and kill the enemies as you go, like that. But you have to watch for the drops. Okay, we got hit there. That's no problem. Here the flames are in reverse. So here's another buffer. We're intentionally hugging the right so we get them from there. And here I'm looking on the floor as to when I shoot. So this game has tons of visual cues, which is really nice. A big fan of visual cues. Alright, so now we get to see fire. So we'll see if we can make fire dance. Which is funny, so if you do a little wiggle next to him, he sort of just dances with you. Hey, we got it. I wanted to show that up, even if it's not the quickest kill. I thought it was cute. Alright, so we've been beaten up, but we're alive. Now we're headed to the Wily stages. There's only 2 of them. And of course, the famous scene with the wide eyebrows. Can't go without it. Now, Tremaine, one of the pioneers of this game, figured out that if you mash buttons here on the cutscene, you'll actually port into the level faster. Cutscene strats. Interesting. Now we get the carry. The carry is sort of your magnet beam equivalent. It's just a little platform that summons under you from where you cast it. Okay. So we'll see a lot of weapon use in these stages, notably the cut stone. Here we're just holding left. It is a blind fall, but we've done it a few times. There we go. Just gonna bait him to jump there. Alright. That screen can be scary. I'm going to switch back to carry here so we can do a hop. It's very important to have full health, because we're going to do what we call task moles in the community, which is basically taking damage from some of the mole enemies to get through a really long screen. In just a moment, so I'll need to focus here. Here we go. Alright, we got it. So that is very difficult to do, and if you miss it, then you're kind of stuck in this mess of moles, and it's slow and painful. Okay, so come to refight. So we're gonna fight Elec, right? Quick? What? Isn't Quick from Mega Man 2? What's going on? So one of the things about Mega Man Game Boy is it does a mix of bosses from the current edition that you're playing and the one after. So we're actually seeing Mega Man 1 and Mega Man 2 figures here. And that was Quick. And the fastest way to kill him is with the fire. Alright. Next is somebody you know very well. Here's Flashman. He's weak to ice, so when you shoot him, he jumps, so we'll just try to abuse that. And when he does his freeze, we'll let him. Okay. I didn't mean to get hit twice there, but that's okay. Gives us a juicy health drop every time. Okay. Next up is also a popular one. I'll give you a hint. Bubbles. If you guess Bubble Man, you're right. He is weak to Quick, which is a lot different, so we'll need to fight close. There's a lot of lag here as well, simulating the water effect. Okay. Okay. Now we're headed to the Mr. 30, 60, 90, as we say in speedrunning. Heat Man. And this time he is weak to the bubble. The neat thing is, if we time it right, we can hit him twice per dash. Oh, we missed that one. And we missed that one. Off to a good start. Okay, well, we didn't get any double hits. Uh-oh. That's okay. Coming up is who is called the Mega Man Killer, or Anchor. He's like a Game Boy exclusive. You might see him in other less popular titles. Basically, the more you hit him, he sort of absorbs your attacks. And we can only jump. We can only hit him when he's jumping or on the sides here. I'll have to be careful here. Okay. Okay, so we got through. Not without pain, but we're alive. Which is good considering we had 0 lives. Alright, so just like that, we're in the last stage. Wily 2. Here as well, you can skip the cutscene when Wily gets to the top. Now we're gonna have a Buster duo with Sniper Joe. I think I won. It was a close one. We're gonna switch to carry here. So we can only have one on screen there, so I do it a little bit early so I can do the second one. Now we'll switch to fire, which is also a good weapon in this game. Very utility-based weapon. Just sort of get stuff for you. Oops. That was supposed to be a carry beam. I switched to ice by accident. Nobody saw that. This is a long stage of Yokus. There's 2 of these. This first one's a little bit easier. The second one's a little bit harder. Just want to do a beam there at the end before you hit the spikes. Okay. Now we'll switch to bubble because the big eyes are weak to bubble. And if I would have been full health, I might have been able to take damage from one of these, but we're gonna take it safe, make sure we're healthy. This health, like we've mentioned in this game, is Earth Gold. Okay. Now we're back on carry. The Yogus are still, they're a little bit slower this time, and they appear on top of your head. So you want to time your jumps or else you're dead. I'm just going to focus a little bit here. Alright. Let's try Neat Joe strat here. Okay, we missed it. So you can squeeze between the block and the jump. Now this screen has a ton of enemies and it looks complicated, but really it's mostly just walking right and jumping at the right time. Oops, like there, I didn't jump at the right time. Just a neat bonk here. Alright, we got it. And this is known as the task climb. We're not going to do it at task level, but we're going to basically take advantage of the fact that we have carry and just make our way through. Okay, bird. That was not nice. Okay, now we'll look right so the bird comes from the right. There we go. Here we'll switch to cut, our friend. Okay, a little health drop is nice here. And 2. Wow, okay. So we want to get to the final boss without too much damage. This is perfect. We'll do a couple sequences of the cut here. Shows once again how powerful it is. Okay. Got the last thing here. We'll grab the life here on the right just for safety. Alright, so now we're going to switch to heat, which is the weakness of the first. But we're not going to charge it, we're going to do small little shots. Here we go. We'll take this hit. There we go. Alright, now we're into the final phase, which utilizes the anchor shield, which is just going to rebound Wily's shots back at him. And we'll manipulate movement in such a way that the claw will go exactly where we want it to go. 1, 2, 3. Right above our head. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Perfect. Oops, missed a shot. Don't worry. And that's time. 20:45. An okay run. We faced a lot of challenges. Sub 20 is the, you know, the yeah, we did really well time, but this is, you know, let's pretend it was a marathon. But yeah, that's Mega Man 1. I highly recommend this game. It's really fun. It is challenging, but there's lots of people that can help you with this game. A lot of runners, including myself. So yeah, thanks for watching this video, and thanks again for considering my submission.